Hey, folks, welcome back to Ndaba Africa. Wow. This is going to be a public relations nightmare for the Coca-Cola Corporation. Wow. Now, they claim it's not their training and they're sort of deflecting responsibility, but it really doesn't matter. Leadership is about leading, and you can't cower and hide behind press releases. What am I talking about? Well, folks, back in 1971, when I was a small little whippersnapper, I remember the Coca-Cola Hilltop ad. You know, the one where it says, I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Oh, that's so sweet. I remember it. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Wow. I wish I'd learned to sing in perfect harmony. And I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the real thing. It's the real thing. That's what the world wants. Really? Is that what the world wants? Well, a lot of the world may not be wanting Coca-Cola going forward. We'll see what happens. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this critical race theory scam that's taking place and people training with it on, of all platforms, LinkedIn Learning. Wow. Wow. Now, interesting enough, this whole thing is blowing up crazily for Coca-Cola right now, but let's talk about this. This is a training program that was made available to Coca-Cola employees on LinkedIn. And they deny that it's their training. It's not. It's produced by someone else, but that's not the point. Their employees are allowed to take this training and they pay for it. That's utterly ridiculous. But the course, the training is entitled Confronting Racism, Understanding What It Means to Be White, Challenging What It Means to Be Racist. Well, the statement itself implies that being white makes you a racist, and you have to challenge that. Do they miss the irony that this asinine statement, in fact, is racist? It continues. Be less oppressive. Be less arrogant. Be less certain. Be less defensive. Be less ignorant. Be more humble. Listen. Believe. Break with apathy. Break with white solidarity. These are ways to become less white. Wow. The fact that this vile, disgusting, racist language makes it into anywhere in our popular culture is disgraceful. In what had become a largely non-racial society in which all Americans had opportunity, the arrival of Barack Hussein Obama turning this back into a country divided by race and now continuing on by the leftists is just off the charts, sad and disappointing. In the United States and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they're inherently superior because they're white. Really? Really? So you just categorized 230 million white people in America as having all been socialized that they're inherently superior. What are you taking? You know, our narcotics are illicit for a reason. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it's better to be white. Bullshit. Bullshit. Oh my God, this is vile. Try to be less white, the training concludes. Why don't you shove it up your rectum? Why don't you take it and put it where the sun doesn't shine? You vile, disgusting racists who perpetrate and propagate this vile nonsense. Now, Coca-Cola is on the defensive. They're on the heels. Media outlets have been contacting them multiple places. I've seen this story. But they did respond to the Washington Examiner, and they said in a statement that the video and images attributed to a Coca-Cola training program are not part of the company's learning curriculum. Fair enough. Fair enough. Coca-Cola doesn't spew this racial hatred amongst its own training programs. It says comprised of a number of short vignettes, each a few minutes long. The training includes access to the LinkedIn Learning platform on a variety of topics, including on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Really? You think that's going to foster diversity, equity, inclusion? All that fosters is hatred for white people. The video in question was accessible on the LinkedIn Learning platform, but was not part of the company's curriculum. We will continue to listen to our employees, blah, blah, blah. Not part of the company's curriculum. Then why is it available with a Coca-Cola symbol in the upper right-hand corner? What's that all about? Now, this training curriculum was exposed on the 20th or the 19th of February 2021 by Dr. Carolyn Boroshenko. She's an organizational psychologist who's working to end the racially divisive ideology of critical race theory, which is nothing but race mercantilism on steroids, folks. Yep. This LinkedIn learning class called Confronting Racism with Robin DiAngelo. Now, she's famous for her critical race theory, racist ideas, and charges up to $40,000 for half-day indoctrination courses to lecture audiences on the imagined perils of whiteness and white fragility. Well, I would have to say that this is vile beyond conception. Now, this is a good scam. these race hustlers, these race merchants have been getting away with this for years. And they used to be amateurs. We used to see people like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson play the race game, and they directed primarily at the black community and were race merchants and race hustlers, swindling them out of money to support their causes like the Rainbow Coalition, from which Jesse Jackson apparently siphoned money. Yeah, anyway, so they used this to ride fame and fortune for themselves while leaving black Americans behind, pretending to care about them. But now the race merchants go after liberal, leftist whites and indoctrinate them that their skin pigmentation is inferior. Now, it's ironic because when I lived in Africa, in West Africa, a lot of people are up in arms because there's no white folks around. There's no white media around. It's just African stuff in West Africa, by and large. There's some commercial products from the West with white face on, but pretty much everything is black or brown, depending on your hue. Yet it was the social norm inculcated by social communities of black Africans that having lighter skin was desirable. So a lot of black women would use skin bleaching agents to harm their skin and lighten the color of their skin. Very, very unsettling, but this is something that they did. No one from the West encouraged that. No one told them to do that. No one pushed these products. This is something that's culturally innate in that culture. So why in the world are we talking about this? Well, this is off the charts ridiculous. Who taught those black African women in entirely black communities, isolated from any cultural phenomena from the West, that light skin was more desirable? And at what age did they learn that? Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Sort of thought that this blatant, vile racism was a thing of the past. Now, what's interesting is that this Robin DiAngelo, she's the author of Whiteness and White Fragility. You know, I love how these race merchants try this. So if you point out, you expose racist and racism like this, then you are accused of being fragile, lacking courage. But I sort of thought that, exposing racism took courage. Fighting oppression takes strength of character, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, my character's strong. This is racist, vile nonsense. And Coca-Cola has done an abysmal job in responding to this. They're going to suffer backlash from this. My pantry is empty of Coca-Cola, and it will stay empty until I get a proper response from this corporation. Don't need them. The world doesn't need them. I'd like to buy Coke a better PR policy, a better corporate learning policy. Anyway, folks, if you're not subscribed to Chris White Africa, why don't you become one? Smash the button. Be sure to ring the bell icon, get notified of updates, and give us a like as we help expose this sort of nasty, nasty, nasty stuff that's going on around the world. It's unbelievable, folks, but it's happening. You should be ashamed of who you are based on your immutable factor of your skin pigmentation. Isn't that the story we've been told for decades, that black kids should be ashamed of what they are? That's why race is such an issue in this country around the world, that you should be ashamed to be black. The whole black consciousness movement by Steve Biko was to overcome that nonsense in apartheid South Africa, that you should be proud to be black. Yet apparently, not only can you not be proud to be light-skinned, as if it matters, but you should be ashamed simply because of the DNA that creates your skin pigmentation. Wow. Do they not see the irony? Of course they see the irony. It's because they're racist. They're just racist or politically correct race merchants. Pretty sad, folks. Pretty sad.